Greetings, 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 people of the tube, people of the web. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for coming to this. Today we are here to talk about and answer questions about this great new product, the Yamaha Trans Acoustic Guitar Mach 3. We're going to be joined shortly by Mike, and we're going to take your questions and answers. First off, let's just hear this bad boy all on his own. Just waiting for Mike here. I'll get this bad boy tuned up while we're doing that. Join us, Mike. Get started, and there was no pressure, so I just rolled it. You're on? Yeah. Join us. This is Mike. You guys may or may not know Mike.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I run a channel here in the same city as Robin, and it's called the Michaelsphere. And we deal with lube stations, mostly the RC600 lube station from Boss. And it is one of the most ridiculously capable lubers out there on the market today. That, as well as the Sheeran Luber X and Luber Plus on another group that I also run.
Have you had a chance to check out that Sheeran looper?
No, I have not used it personally, but it's very different from all the other loopers that are out there.
I really noticed that. There's two iterations of it, right? There's
That's
a small and a large. We're gonna have to get our hands on one of those and see. I told the guys I'm just gonna quickly play this so they can hear it just as a guitar. Of course, it is electric, so. Keep a little more volume in. An LL, one of the top of the line dreads that's been fixed up with all the trans acoustic stuff. So, what was your number one question from people about this guy?
We have a number of questions. We have, it's a brand new group, and there's about 25, 30 people in it so far, and everybody's been asking technical questions about the battery. Most of the people in the group are going to be tech addicts, and they might want to do their own work on it at least sometime down the road.
Yeah.
And they want to know how easy is the battery to replace, which don't do that because it will void your warranty unless your warranty's already long gone. In a couple of years, you may want to give it a shot. It's not that difficult. My understanding is that the control panel on the very top comes out from inside. So you have to reach inside when the strings are off. That may or may not pop out to give you some visual access to the battery, which is mounted on the side of the neck, right about here, is my understanding.
Correct.
Now, I could be wrong, but how easy is it to replace that lithium battery? Well, the technicians do it, and if you've ever been into a repair shop, most of the guys out there that are dealing with lube stations and pedal boards and whatnot like us, chances are you'll be able to do it yourself very easily. And so sometime down the road, I'm sure the battery will be purchasable and you'll be able to do that sort of work on your own after your warranty is long gone.
Just as an aside, the transacoustic technology is not new to Yamaha. It began with the pianos over a decade ago. So this is not something that's brand new, that's unresearched. This has been ongoing, it's developing. It's not gonna get smaller, it's gonna get bigger. So parts are not gonna be an issue. This is a technology that is developing and it's not gonna go away, it's gonna go the other way. And Yamaha has a great history of backing up their products when it comes to stuff like that. So yeah, the battery is the first question. Not that big a deal to change it out. The next question is, of course, how long does a charge last? About 5 hours is what I've noticed, and what the literature seems to say. And the final thing that I was thinking about the battery is how long would it take to charge? I charged this bad boy yesterday, it took about 3 hours. So that's pretty straightforward, and it does charge on this mag stripe here, which is just like on a Mac computer. You just touch it and off you go. It shows you how it's charging here. These turn red, there's 5 cylinders. So it shows you where the battery is relative to that.
So there are visual cues.
Absolutely.
And there are a number of things that you have to bring with you anytime buying a proprietary connector, because you wouldn't be able to use anything else.
Yeah.
Unless it's been modified somehow in the future. But as it stands, yeah, you do have to use Yamaha's proprietary connector and cable. So it is something to think about. It has to be added to your kit whenever you go out, if you're
Can't
going
forget
out
that
for a
one.
weekend or anything like that. Now, my understanding is that there is an onboard tuner.
There is.
Right on here, and that's the first thing you need to.
And we're gonna keep this intuitive. I'm gonna read, the manual is like 4 pages and it's mostly pictures. So I'm just gonna read you what it says about the tuner and see if you can just, as simple as fire up, fire up. Input effects, mode, Bluetooth pairing, where's our tuner?
And it is absolutely a quality guitar, as is almost everything from Yamaha.
Okay, so, press delay button.
From that which, yes, you do.
Say hi to Holly, Mike.
Hey there, how are you guys? Thanks for joining us.
What do, someone was starting to type a question and then I think they got disconnected. Oh well, we'll keep going. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Nice to see you, Lana. Nice to see you, Holly. Is it still running? Okay, questions. Where's mine? Oh, you know another question. How much do you think this weighs?
I would say it's on the heavy side. There's a lot of weight down on this end,
Yeah.
on the bottom end, as well as at the neck. And that's because I believe the battery pack and some electronics are here, but the transducers are front and back, here and here. And so there's significant weight to the back end as well. So it's fairly well balanced, but heavier than a regular guitar. Probably
Absolutely.
almost twice as heavy as a regular guitar, I would say.
Yeah, I would say you're looking at, it's almost like the weight of a 335 or something like that.
That's right.
Yeah. So it's 5.95 pounds, which is 6 pounds. So yeah, that's on the lighter side of like a semi-hollow or something like that.
That's right.
Next thing people were wondering, what's it sound like on the line out? So we've already been kind of looking at that. You want to play a little bit bigger? Just straight up.
I'd say it sounds quite good.
Yeah, that's just through a katana, folks, and everything is at noon in terms of EQ and stuff, so nothing fancy going on there, just a good, straightforward pickup. Next thing I'm gonna do is steal this from you. We got some loops, you probably recognize these, it's already recorded on here. And we can hear those with playing over it, so you get an idea. Okay. You got any more questions you need answered?
Total loop time. When you're making loops, what is the maximum time that you're able to record? We know you can do layering and multiple overdubs. Probably
I read it's half an hour is what you get.
about a half an hour of
Run time,
recording
yeah.
time.
That we'll see.
So however long the loops are is going to affect that. For me, loops are very short. I do percussion type loops
Yeah.
primarily, and they're better when you keep them short.
Yeah.
So one measure works the best timing wise if you're using it for timing. But then all your overdubs have to be the same length. You wouldn't be able to put
Yeah.
a four measure loop over a one measure loop like you did first.
Yeah.
So if you were to do the longer one first, then all of your next loops would have to be the same length. And that, for me, is a limitation.
Yep.
And I think for most loopers, that puts a big dent in how they perform. And so it may be a lot of adjusting for a live looper to be able to use this guitar with the loop station that it has built into, with the looping that it has. It's gonna be a different thing. Multiple layers is great, but when they're all the same length as that first layer that you put down, that's gonna affect how you perform and how you play and the songs that you might be able to do. So that's a factor to consider.
Absolutely. And while we're considering things, the other thing we haven't talked about is there is an app for this, and it lets you control the effects that you're adding to your loops while you do them. So you could, for example, the amount of delay, the time, you could tap time it with this so that it's in with your strum, and
That's
that
right.
kind of stuff. But they don't give us a lot of detail here, you'd have to download it.
That app is available at Google Play or the Apple iStore. And so you can get it for free, you can download it, install it, and have a look at what it can do. The screenshots at the stores online will show you all the parameters that you have access to. There's about 10 different screens, I think, and yeah, just like in chorus, you've got control over several parameters, delay, you've got several parameters, and I believe it's got a reverb as well with several decay
Yep.
types that you can choose from, and that's a factor, that's a big factor.
Absolutely.
The frequencies that carry a lot of that reverb make a huge difference in the sound you're going to get from your guitar. I wish that it had something like tremolo, flange, or anything like that. I do have some pedals where sometimes I do add a little bit of flange, very lightly mixed in with the original signal. And mix is another one of the parameters you can control with the app, which Bluetooths from your phone or tablet to the guitar. And so you control it wirelessly, even live, while you're performing. And I believe you can actually store 10 different
Yes.
songs in the app, so that you can switch to it on board the guitar. You would pick memory number 2 or
Yep.
memory number 7, and then perform it.
You got it.
My question though is, can you change to a different memory during the song?
That's a good
Probably
question.
you can, but you'd have to orchestrate at least a brief pause in the song in order to be able to
Yeah.
do that seamlessly.
Yeah.
And so there's lots of opportunity for some of the better musicians to do that sort of thing. I don't know that I'd be good enough to do that, but I'm
You gotta
sure
be pretty
there are
quick.
many people that are.
Excellent.
What we're listening to is still the Katana MK2, I believe.
Yep, Katana Mark II.
And so if we wanted to switch over to the transduction audio, which we're currently not listening to, I believe that turns off the output, and then it just comes from the wood itself. And so, to do that, I believe there is a combination of buttons that you have to do here. And that
Might be a deep dive.
secret keys, that's something that,
It's not on the, you probably have to go onto the website or something, it doesn't show any of that here, I don't think. Yes, it's just a quick guide, is there a longer guide? No?
and yes, of course, there is a tapped tempo.
Yeah, I think you have to go online to get those instructions, they're not here in the bookie. But we can do that, you can do that. Anyway, thank you guys for your time, thanks a million for coming and sharing your knowledge with us, much appreciated.
Well, I wish I could share more, but I'm still learning, as we all are.
Well, like I said earlier, this is a new technology, so
Yes,
your website is kind of pioneering it, really. I mean, no one else, that's the other question. When are these available? I saw some of the
that's
people.
right,
on
everybody's
your-
asking when they're available.
Yeah, and some of the guys that ordered it on your page said Sweetwater is delivering in December.
Yes,
I don't know why we have this so early. I'm really glad we do, but I'm guessing at this point in time, December will be when they're
it
shipping.
is a demo. Would you be allowed to sell this one?
I think I am allowed, I think, yeah.
Or is it something that's going to?
It was on tour, but we're not sure, there's been a lot of interest in this guitar, so if someone wants it, we can make arrangements to get it to you, so just let us know. We're at St. John's Music, www.stjohnsmusic.com. Thank you guys for your time, thank you very much. We hope to do this again. If you guys enjoyed this, let us know.